Before I knew it, I was falling backwards. It was that classic Hollywood line of "I can't feel my legs." The sort of chief spinal doctor, in plain English, said, "You're not going to walk again." And it was delivered like that.
There was just this explosion. And I just remember looking down at my leg and realising that actually I was the one that stepped on this device.
Unfortunately, was involved in an incident where I was shot numerous times and received blast and fragmentation injuries to my upper torso and both arms.
I had a brain bleed in 2014, so I was completely paralysed down my left-hand side.
So this year's expedition is going to be a world first, something that's never been done before, especially not by a team of people with different injuries and disabilities. So we're going to be kayaking 1,400 kilometres from Land's End in Cornwall to John O'Groats in Scotland, across some of the UK's toughest coastal water. This is something that a lot of people have said couldn't be done by us as a team. This is something that hasn't been done by some of the most experienced paddlers in the country, but we're the people that have got the sort of bravery and courage to take it on.
So the way we've all met and the reason we've taken on this challenge is we've connected due to the Armed Forces Para-Snow Sport team, which is basically a charity that supports wounded, injured and long-term sick soldiers in helping them to take on a journey that helps them to get back to where they need to be in life. Service people go through life-changing injuries. They are affected, and the initial thought is, what's the point in living? I can't do anything, I'm useless, there's no future, I shouldn't be around, I'm dragging people down and all the rest of it. And now, by providing the different activities with Armed Forces Para-Snow Sport team, you also bring them into a family as such. So far, all of those people that I've come across in the last 10 years or so with it have actually been so grateful for that process. So that's why it's so important to raise funds to ensure this continues.
I've now got into the headspace where I'm quite happy to talk and share my story and the pathway that I've been through, the moments when I was down, very down, and to try and stop other people from doing that. People talk about the suicide rates in males. The suicide rates across the board in young people is devastating. If I could talk to people and stop a couple of people from committing suicide by sharing my story, that's a massive achievement for me. But I like to do that by being an advocate of being outdoors and to sort of express, there is more than a disability, there's more than a mental health problem. Yes, you might suffer with that long term or short term, but it's about dealing with that in the correct way, talking to people, reaching out, getting the help that you need, and that's where I feel I am now. I'm on a different path. I'm focusing on something fun, achievable.
I should really be the most capable. When you look at Darren, he's paralysed from the chest down. Johnny, half of his body doesn't function as well as the other half. Carl really suffers with his spine, and Ben's got a number of issues with his arm. What's holding me back is what's happening inside my head.
People get hung up in terms of what it means to be physically disabled. Yeah, it's just a different way of doing stuff. I think as an adaptive team, it means that we just do exactly the same stuff. We just have to potentially find workarounds. I think there's a lot that's within the art of the possible, and from my point of view, it's just about figuring out how to do that.
I jumped in a kayak and I couldn't even kayak in a straight line. It was absolutely dreadful. My legs were aching after literally 5 seconds. And honestly, I thought, how on earth am I going to kayak from Land's End to John O'Groats? I can't go in a straight line. Hate it. I'm never going to kayak again after this event.
Paddling from Land's End to John O'Groats for someone with a high-level spinal injury is probably stupid. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't scared. And this 100% intimidates me because it's a big scale. It's doing something that I was told that I probably wouldn't be able to do.
Everyone's capable of doing anything they set their mind to a certain extent, but it's figuring out in themselves how they can achieve that.